chose ministry, which means I'm not doing it to entertain.
The logo that you represent and your identity that you have sometimes has to come off in order for you to go into the place that you want to go into.
I'm from the South and I'm black. Put a handle on it. I remember feeling like my parents were unreasonable.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I hope you marry somebody, JC, that has a little bit of both.
Like, do I want to do it to be a steward of my gifts? Do I want to do it to be a servant to other people? Or do I want to do it for my own personal, like, reward? Yeah. Some stuff that you would never know just seems like it works out so perfectly that you think it's a coincidence, but really it's not a coincidence, and God lines it up so perfectly. No, wait, you're gonna do a solo dance first.
Why do I need to start the episode with a solo dance?
Because I think that people want to see that. I got something for you, don't worry about it though.
So you're turning on music so I can dance?
Yep.
Can I dance? Can I chair dance? Can I dance from the chair?
Nope. Gotta get up. It's about to play, hold on.
I feel comfortable.
No, you gotta get up.
Oh, okay. Right?
Shout out LeCrae. You
Yeah,
got Mama Priscilla up
LeCrae
on
is
her
our
feet.
dude. LeCrae, because he's tall.
LeCrae is tall.
I don't know if people realize that LeCrae is like,
it's a
what
big
do you
guy.
think he's 6'5"?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something. He's
6'4",
a big guy.
6'5". I mean,
Yeah.
so he would send y'all clothes. Do you remember?
Oh, I still have some. I was wearing one of them yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he would send
Yesterday.
a box of his stuff.
Yes.
And y'all would like just go through it. And I was so grateful because there was no point in buying y'all clothes because you would grow too fast. So
yep. I mean,
thank you, tall LeCrae.
he was a go.
He's the best family.
I want to start off by sharing something with the people.
With the people.
Yeah. So
Okay.
a little bit ago, we were walking into Nick and Sam's in Dallas.
Okay. It's a great restaurant.
It's a great restaurant. It's a great restaurant. And so we were going there. I think it was like the day before Christmas Eve. Nice dinner with the family. And so it's a very nice place. It's a very nice place. And so
dress code kind of place.
Dress code, literally dress code. So I'm about to leave the house, and Mom was like, "You cannot wear that hoodie. You have to put on something with a collar or like something over a t-shirt, like to make it look presentable." So I'm like, okay, cool.
Can I pause you and just say I didn't really know there was a dress code. I just knew it was a nice place. And I was like, y'all, this is our dress up Christmas meal. Like once a year we do this whole festive, and I was doing the most.
You were doing the most.
I had on my full Christmas regalia.
It was good. It
So
was
I was
glittery
like,
too.
Come on, boys. I have all sons. Y'all, where you? I was glittery. And I wanted y'all to do the most for the festive season. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I get that. I get that. But yeah, so I don't remember what I was wearing, but I remember that Jackson and Jude both come on with black cargos. Like they look the exact same. So we walk into the restaurant, and we're go to our table, say our reservation or whatever, and then the lady points at Jackson and is like, "Hey, you can't come in because of the pants you're wearing."
I feel like I have to pause him again because he's making the woman sound
No.
really rude. She
It's
was actually very nice.
No,
She was
very nice.
Yeah, she was talking to me really because I was at the table saying who we were for the reservation, and she was like, "We don't allow athleisure wear. Like it's against the dress code." You made it look like the woman was
she dress coded Jack and was like, "Yo, you can't," like she said exactly, but like, "Yo, you can't," I'm paraphrasing. You can't come in the restaurant with those pants on.
Yeah, doing her job.
Yeah, and so I'm like, what's wrong with his pants? Like, I don't know what's wrong with his pants. And then I look over at my brother, and he has like black cargos that look the exact same.
That's true.
And so I was just confused. And then I was looking at Jackson's pants, and he had on the Nike logo on his cargos. And that's why it was athletic wear in the thing. And then so it hit me. And I remember I told you on the dinner table, I was like, man, like that applies so much to our life. And it's a good example because like the logo that you represent and your identity that you have sometimes has to come off in order for you to go into the place that you want to go into. And so I was, and I mean, it was a no.
That sounds like a reverend message.
No,
to
it's
me.
not a reverend. It was just, it was a revelation. It
I
hit
can
me.
assure you I'm going to preach that.
You can preach that.
So the label made all the difference.
The label and the logo and the identity that the pants were associated with was not good enough for them to go into the place that they wanted to go.
And what is the Spirit of the living God saying through that illustration?
I mean, it's saying that in order for you to go into the place that you want to go to, in order for
that
God has for you. Let me say that again. In order for you to go into the place that God has for you, you have to drop the identity that you previously associated with.
Hey.
Come on.
Listen to what the Spirit, he that hath an ear, let him hear.
Ooh.
What the Spirit is saying to the church.
I'd say that because that's pretty
just
incredible.
While you're on it, you should read through Colossians chapter 3, which says, take off the old and put on the new. It's all about identity. It's all about basically what you're wearing. Put on the clothes that are representative of the identity that you have in Christ.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a great illustration that they had on pretty much the exact same pants.
It
was just one of them was stamped with a logo.
One of them was stamped with the logo.
And that marked it as athleisure wear. And that wasn't allowed in that particular space.
It does not allow in that place. Man, that's good. That's good. Just want to start that off the podcast off with that.
I can assure you that I am totally going to steal that and publish it in a book.
Everybody out there watching, just know that I said it first.
You did.
So
you did. Very good.
Did we even do our hey?
We didn't. Should we do our intro?
I think we should.
Okay, here we go.
Do that. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Oh, I didn't even say the hays the whole time.
No, you're not. You're just doing all the swagginess. Should we try again?
Yeah, try one time.
Here we go. Hey. Welcome to Full Fledged.
Welcome to the Homie Podcast.
The Homie, because we're cozy and homey and
Mom's my homie.
Yeah. Are we homies though?
Mom, you're my homie.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that we're homies now, because that's, that is the hope of parents, that you're hoping to be your kid's friend, but the reality is that if you're going to parent them, you have to sometimes choose
the not friendly route.
Yeah, because sometimes it doesn't feel like friendship to actually say, you cannot do that, you cannot go there, you cannot eat that, you cannot whatever. You actually have to parent them. So your hope is that you'll develop enough of a rapport with your kid that eventually y'all will be friends.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that I'm your homie.
Yeah, you're the homie. You're the homie.
Put a handle on it. Mama homie.
Anyways, I wanna first talk about
I'm from the South and I'm black. Put a handle on it. I was just throwing that in there. It's true. There's something about handles for people that are from the South.
No, it's true.
Black mothers.
I didn't know it was offensive the other way around too.
What do you mean?
In Lynchburg, Virginia, that's East Coast.
Yeah.
I was at a boxing gym that I go to, and one of the ladies, I can't remember her name, but I always said Miss and then her name.
Oh.
And she was like, do not say that.
Because that dates her? She feels like
I don't know what the reason was, but I was like, I literally cannot call you by your first name. You're 30 years older than me.
Yeah, and it feels, I don't even do that. I'm a super grown woman. And women that are 20 years older than me, I can't call them by their first name. I refuse to just say their first name.
Yeah. And so she literally would be like, yeah, don't call me that. And every time I did,
she would be upset about it, like frustrated.
And so she had her doctorate in something. So I just call her doctor.
And she was okay with that.
Yeah, she was okay with that.
But the Mrs., she wasn't okay with that.
Yeah, she just couldn't. And so I didn't know it was like reverse. Like it could be offensive.
Maybe somebody will leave a comment and tell us,
please,
how that could be offensive to someone. It could be that I remember somebody actually. It was one of the first few times I ever met Chandler Moore. He calls me, still to this day, he calls me Auntie Priscilla. And I was like, Chandler, seriously, just call me Priscilla. And he was like, no. Oh my gosh, I'm not calling you by your first name. And I was like, and then I remembered that at the time he was 25 And I was like,
Oh.
you are correct. I am grown. I'm like, I could be your mother. Like, it didn't
Yeah.
even occur to me. And he
Yeah.
was like, I'm not calling you by your first name.
Yeah.
So, and I can appreciate that because I wouldn't call
Yeah.
someone 20 years my senior by their first name.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Especially if you're from the South and also if you're
Yeah.
black.
Miss Mama Homie.
Yeah, just, it's okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, precious. You're so sweet.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I think this episode.
Yes, we were talking about things that we've learned from each other.
Yeah. So let's start off with you first. What have you learned from
To look
me?
at the time. Okay. What have I learned from you?
What have you learned from me? It could be anything from
Yeah.
a parenting standpoint or just a life standpoint.
From what was the first thing you said? From
Parenting standpoint, life standpoint. It
Well,
could be
you
from
know, I
anything.
do think your kids, all relationships teach you something about yourself. Like they're mirrors to yourself. Marriage is one of the most poignant mirrors you get in life, because you look at your treatment of the other person, or your short-temperedness, or your lack of patience, or whatever, and it shows you that how the Spirit is trying to conform you into the image of Christ. So kids do it too. You get this little bundle, and you're like, shucks. So with you, I think one of the things that I have learned is letting go. Letting go as a parent is very hard. You helped me to loosen my grip because you were trying to be independent earlier than you needed to be. You could be. You would hurt yourself. You would have hurt yourself tremendously if we had let you be independent in the ways you wanted to at the stages you wanted to. But then there was a way in which I was holding on too tightly where I had to loosen the grip some, not all the way to the extent you wanted. I'm trying to give illustrations. I mean, this is not the exact point, but you were the kid who, you know, your brothers, like I nursed a year and a little bit plus, about the year mark. And then I had to wean them. It was like, no, y'all done. It's over. Get this bottle right here. Right. 9 months in, you were like, do you think I'm finna, you gonna have to give me a bottle, man. What like out. That was my first indicator that you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do things on my own. You wanted to tie your shoes one day at 3, and then you decided to tie them, and you did not want us to tie them, and you sat there and taught yourself how to tie them. Same thing with swimming. You jumped in the water. You said, Mom, no, I can really do it without my floaties. You literally jumped in the water and started swimming.
Yeah, let's pause right there real quick.
Okay, but hold on. Let me finish my point.
Okay, but
excuse me.
We're gonna go back on the swimming thing. Just
okay,
real quick.
Don't forget.
Okay, I won't forget.
But my point was, I had to let you jump in. Mm-hmm. I had to leave you there with the shoes untied and just go, you know what? Let him do it. Let him do it. So you taught me that there is a way that you can hold on but still loosen your grip to allow another person or to allow a situation or a circumstance or whatever to develop on its own in a way that it wouldn't if you hold on too tightly.
That's good.
Okay, go ahead with the swimming.
All right, back to the swimming. So we talked about it on the live. I just want you to tell the people
about the swimming incident.
About the swimming incident and how you just threw me in the water, knowing I couldn't swim, for me to struggle for a video.
Okay, so this is what had happened. There's a couple of layers of this story. The bottom line of the story is we were doing a Bible study series. This is 16 years ago. There was no Instagram Live. We weren't doing a video for clicks. It wasn't like that. There was no Instagram.
There was no Instagram.
No.
Oh, okay.
16 years ago, there was no Instagram. When you were 4, there was no Instagram.
That's true.
So we weren't like, you see some videos today where seriously people are doing the most with their kids and it's literally just to get likes. It wasn't like that. We were doing a Bible study series and there was an illustration. This was one of the series that is not even in print anymore. And they were basically parables that I was telling, and then we would act them out some kind of way, or they would be acted out in some kind of way. With this one, it was about the father always standing nearby to catch us when we're drowning. That was the point of it, okay?
So you needed a baby to drown.
Well, what happened was you were fearless. You were our one that you would jump off a high diving board when you were 2 if we didn't like literally hold you back and say, you cannot jump off the high board. Like you were fearless. So we knew we weren't going to put you in a position that would make you afraid.
Right.
And There were 3 camera operators, 3 producers, and your father and I were both in the water along with an underwater camera operator. So you literally were jumping. We were at a Holiday Inn down the street here in Dallas, Texas, and you were jumping in right there at 3.5, 4 years old. You were not afraid. And there were 3 people in the water standing right off camera that literally could help you. So the whole goal was to capture you struggling to swim, and we knew you would think it was fun. So no, we were not throwing you in to an untimely death. We knew we would capture a good video of you struggling. The problem is you jumped in and started swimming. We were like, cannot believe this boy right here literally decided today was the day he was going to swim for the very first time. So then we had to actually ask you to struggle. We were like, could you please, can you please jump in and act like you cannot swim?
No, I just wanted to get the story out there just so that they knew that as a point in my life where you wanted me to drown for the video.
I wanted to see the struggle.
You wanted to see me struggle in the water for the video. That's just the bottom line.
You had a blast.
Okay.
To you, all you were doing was swimming all day on video. That's what it felt like to you.
That seems like deception a part of that as well.
You were thrilled.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that did you get your video?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to go back and watch it. You were 3.5.
I want to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Actually,
you did a great job. You're a great actor, and I appreciate your services for the kingdom.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, the letting go thing, that makes sense. I feel like in independency, because you were independent.
Is independency a word? You've
Right?
said independency several times, and I think it's just
independency-
independent. Let me look. I'm going
Look
to
it
look
up.
it up while you keep talking about independency.
That'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you said it quite a few times, and I've wondered, I bet a bunch of people are looking up right now. Independency.
Please be a word.
Well, my little Wi-Fi thing isn't working.
Oh,
We'll see. Keep going and keep using the word independency.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay.
I think independence or
independence.
yeah.
Independency. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe.
Not sure that's the word.
Yeah, but maybe I'm pretty sure most of the viewers didn't even catch it, so it's okay. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, you were pretty independent.
Yes,
Kid.
I've always been a very independent person.
So do you think that you being independent also helped you in the process of understanding how to parent an independent kid?
I think so, because I remembered the frustration. I remember being a teenager. I remember feeling like my parents were unreasonable. They weren't. But I remember feeling like,
too.
Huh?
I remember that too.
Yeah, that feeling that, so I could see it from both perspectives, and I had a tenderness about the way you would feel being as capable, resourceful, and independent as you were at such a young age, and having to live with parents. But I knew, here's what I also knew from this perspective, that learning to respect authority is such an important life skill and important characteristic for any individual, because you never grow out of that.
Right.
You never grow out of there being a coach, an employer, possibly a spiritual leader in your pastor or whatever. Respecting authority is a biblical principle that if you don't learn it, it's going to hamper you in your life in so many ways. So I knew that was important for you to learn, even though you were independent.
Yeah. I feel like all the frustrations are coming back a little bit. Almost like a PTSD.
You said in another
type of
episode
thing.
that we were not helicopter parents and we didn't have strict
No,
rules.
but looking back, no, I didn't know that in the midst. But even the little rules you did have still made me mad.
Yes, I know.
Because most of the time, not all the time, most of the time I didn't want to do anything bad. I just kind of wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just wanted,
chill with the
you also
homies.
didn't want to be responsible. You wanted to chill with the homies, but when there were things that were required because you're in a family dynamic, you didn't want to do the dishes.
Well,
you didn't want to do your laundry and make sure the room was clean. You didn't want to participate in, we are in a family here. You can't just be independent because you're participating in a unit of people that have to work together. Right. You didn't want to do none of that. That's what I have to train. That's what you had to train in all your brothers. This is what parents have to do and remind themselves of, that we're a part of something that's not just about us. That's what was the most part with you. It wasn't you were in trouble.
Yeah.
It was I have to get him to realize there are responsibilities that come with being a part of this family.
Yeah, I get that. And like I said, like now it's a little bit less like like looking back, you don't have the feelings attached to the actual situation in the moment. So it's like, oh, like I understand why I couldn't be out till 3 a.m. in Dallas, Texas. But, it still was like frustrating. But that makes sense. The letting go thing is,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
What
pretty
have
standard.
you learned from me?
Hold on,
This is taking a
I
long
gotta.
time.
Shit. No, it's just so many. I'm deciphering through.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to think about what area I kind of, because there's a lot. There's a lot. I think I'll do it from a more not professional standpoint, but from your vocation. I think that what I learned from you is that you always put others first and God first before your own rewards for what you do.
What do you mean by that?
Like you all the time are like, I say no to, you were like, I'm saying no to speaking engagements all the time. And I was like, why are you saying no? Like, they're paying you to go. Because I want to be with my family. I want to go to your game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about like the status or all that. Like, you did not care. You were just like, I want to do what I feel like is best for my family. And I want to spend time with my kids and my husband. Like, I don't want to, do you want to go here? Nope, don't want to do that. And like the reasoning behind why you didn't want to do that would be, most people would be like, I'm going to do that because of that reason. Exactly. And so I think like I carried that over to me. Like, what is the reason why I want to do the things? Like, do I want to do it to be a steward of my gifts? Do I want to do it to be a servant to other people? Or do I want to do it for my own personal like rewards and stuff like that? And so I think seeing how you process that and did that throughout, your ministry and stuff like that has been like, okay, let me take that standpoint on things so that I'm doing it for the right reason.
That's really cool to hear you say that.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond to that really, except good. I'm so glad. Like, I do remember thinking earlier on in my life, and it's coming back around in a way with like film or whatever. But I remember thinking earlier in my life that I could have been an entertainer. That is an honorable profession. There are so many creative actors and actresses and singers and comedians and who are on stage in front of people, and the goal is to entertain. So I think if I wanted to, like I did, I don't even know if you know, like between my years of in the summertime of graduate school, I did like outdoor theater. I tried outdoor theater.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. I like auditioned. I flew myself to like in the cheap seats and stayed at some cheap. Actually, I didn't even stay at a hotel. I didn't even have a hotel room. How did my parents let me go with no hotel room? But they did. I went on the college campus of.
Oh, this is when you stayed with like your line, like some.
Yeah,
people in your
I found some
sorority?
girls going to a party at a college. What college was it? It's in North Carolina. It's Raleigh.
I don't know.
What college is there? Duke, maybe?
Duke or
UNC.
UNC.
It was UNC, I think. And some girls were going to a party, and I was I don't know how I met these girls. I remember they were in the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and they were like, come with us to this party. And then I stayed in their dorm room on the floor. And I was there for that is the craziest thing.
That is
wild.
wild.
And had the best time. I was like, oh, I'm with these girls. How did mommy and daddy let me do that? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Then I auditioned the next day. The auditions were at UNT. All these people were there, and you auditioned for all these outdoor theater companies. And then you got callbacks from the ones who were interested in you. And I ended up in a little town called Snow Camp, North Carolina, where there was an outdoor theater and people would drive in for this production.
Oh,
I did that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know this at all.
Yeah, I was probably 21, 20, your exact age. Just did it for the summer. And I was like, after that summer of theater, I was like, I know for sure that I don't want to be an actress.
I know for sure. I don't want to do that.
I'm not going to be an actress. I don't think it's for me. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that is funny. And
So-
now you're.
I mean, I act sometimes.
No, you act. I mean, sometimes, but in very powerful settings.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is funny when you tell the Lord, no, you're not going to do something.
Oh, stop.
How the Lord brings it back around. I'm just saying it's possible. So anyway, my point is, as the Lord began to direct my path, I realized I'm actually not, my purpose won't be fulfilled if I'm entertaining people. Mine. There are other people who that is what God created them to do, is be entertained. I knew for me, it wouldn't be fulfilling. And so I chose ministry, which means I'm not doing it to entertain. Ministry is the opposite of that in some ways, in all ways, because I'm here to tell you what I'm actually not the point. The point is the message that God has given me to share with you. So whether in film or whether teaching or whether writing, the point is not to entertain you. The point is to share God's word with you. And I say that to say that my focus was never in having big crowds or selling a lot of books or being well known. That wasn't the point. My point was, okay, I'm gonna honor this good husband I got here, and I'm gonna raise these kids that the Lord has given me. And to the extent that ministry aligns with that, I know this is my first ministry. He's not gonna ask me to sacrifice that to do ministry. Like,
right.
that would be totally out of alignment.
Right.
So I just knew that I was not supposed to say yes to everything, because I was supposed to honor y'all, and I also wasn't supposed to entertain people. And a lot of the yeses that people wanted me to say yes to, I knew their goal was for me to entertain.
That's good.
And I was like, that's somebody else. There are people who that's their job and they do it well. Call them for that.
Right.
That's not
That's not your job.
Yeah, it's not
That's your goal.
that's not what I'm called. That's not my purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good.
Anyway, that was a little off topic of what you said, but
No,
anyway.
that's kind of similar on topic. Yeah, I think we learned a lot from each other. I think I learned that we're very similar to each other too.
We are very similar to each other. You're also a risk taker.
Yeah.
And
extremely.
I think that, and I am a risk taker, but I think that you know, I'm not a young chicken anymore. And so I think that the older people get, that we can become less interested in risk.
Yes.
More sedentary, more complacent,
Yes.
just settled. Like life is fine, settled.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes when I'm with you, it reminds me to just do the thing. Do the thing.
Just do it. Why not?
Yes. Like here we are in a brand new day. What is going to happen today? Let's do it.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of just settling in with Netflix all day.
Yeah. I hope I have like someone like that around me when I get older too.
Yeah.
Like to be like, hey, yo, like just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know
You'll
what I mean?
probably have a kid like that.
I hope I have a kid like that.
You will.
It'll be scary, low key, but
It is very scary. See, and I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to laugh at you when my grandchild wants to jump off the diving board and you're the one going, oh my gosh, please don't jump off the diving board. I'm going to be like, let him jump off.
you think I like right now I say that, but when I have a kid,
You will. You might let him do it. Like your grasp will be looser because you'll understand how the kid feels.
Right.
But you're going to have a hold on him because the weightiness and the responsibility of the Lord has entrusted me with this life. And also the sheer terror.
Right.
When they hurt each other, when they hurt themselves, or you know what I mean. You're doing a lot of yawning over there.
Yeah.
Are you tired?
No, I don't know why I'm yawning.
Because you're in a onesie sitting at the house.
Coffee, which actually
Just chilling.
just chilling. Like I'm
Absolutely.
relaxed.
You're relaxed.
I'm relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
or
listening.
you could. It comes across as maybe you're bored with what I'm saying.
No. I'm not bored.
There's
No.
nothing like sitting across from someone and they're yawning while you're talking.
It's not that. It's not that at all. You got the homie podcast. We're in a comfortable setting, you know.
Understood.
But I'm awake. I'm locked in.
You're locked in.
I'm locked in for sure. Always.
Okay. Anything else that you wanted to say? Let me see where we are in our time.
What time?
It's been about a half hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to say? Maybe like even your dad. Like we haven't talked about your dad yet in the podcast. We need to have a whole podcast
We
with
do.
your dad.
We need to bring that on.
Because people don't hear or see your dad very often, but he's like the situation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He really
Oh.
is. He's like this
situation.
quiet strength.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot of my because he's a very business-minded person. And I'm a very business-minded person. I love investments, entrepreneurship, and all the stuff, the finances, all the stuff that dad does behind the scenes that nobody knows of. Like, I love that part too. And so he's been a super, super influence on me in that area. So me and him talk often about my investments and my business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so but yeah, his mind thinks very, very
Yes.
like, practically too.
It does, yeah.
Very practically, which I
And
love.
he's the opposite of us in that we're gonna just do a thing
Oh,
and
yeah,
then let the chips fall where they may. Jerry, your dad, before he does a thing, he has thought through all the way to the end as to what the repercussions and consequences will be of choice A versus choice B.
Right.
So he makes his decision with that in mind.
And it takes a while to make the decision.
I was about to say, because meanwhile, you and I are like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Can we just do
Can
the
you
thing?
just do the? And then if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out.
That's right.
When it doesn't work.
That's right.
But,
But you need somebody sensible in your
yeah,
life.
we're a little on the radical side of that.
We're just like, let's go. I hope you marry somebody, JC, that has a little bit of both. I hope you marry someone that counterbalances.
How dangerous would it be?
If both of y'all are just
Both of y'all
risk
were just
takers
like-
and nobody thinking about nothing, you can't. Somebody has to be practical and go, let's think about how much that costs.
Right.
Or let's think
Right.
about, the
Right.
practicality of that. But at the same time, I hope your life is joined with someone who, even if they don't want to do all the adventures with you, all of them, they need to want to do some of them. But I hope that they enjoy watching you enjoy the adventures. That they're not trying
that's
to,
good.
they're not like, always scared or don't want you to do the thing or take the
Yeah.
risk, but that they're supportive of you in doing and living the way God is wired.
That's one of my biggest fears in relationship, as far as like getting actually married to a whole person and being bound with them forever.
person. I know.
Like it's
You should be
I
very
mean,
thoughtful and mindful of
very,
that.
so thoughtful.
Yeah.
And so it's like I don't like imagine marrying somebody that like holds you back. Yeah, holds you back, or like lessens your liveliness as far as it comes to risk, and they make you second think everything, and now you like don't feel free because you're not living your authentic self, and now it's just like, and I married them, so it's no turning back.
Correct.
So it's just like
That's why your
scary.
mother and father need to be involved in that process, because
you gonna be involved?
we'll just be able to kind of help you see things, because
That-
there's no way you can know.
yeah, love is blinding.
Totally. And there's no way you can know even when you're not blind, because life happens. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're almost two entirely different people 15, 20 years after
Yeah.
you first got married. Y'all think differently. You have different perspectives. You have no idea what life is throwing your way in terms of your health, like things you couldn't control, financial things you couldn't control.
Yeah.
So there are realities that settle in. So you do the best you can to make a wise judgment with people around you who love you. And then you have to trust the Lord with that. But there are some just wise things you can think through about whether or not I'm compatible with this person's personality.
Yeah.
Because you're right. You have to cohabitate with them. You have to live with them. You have to make choices about
Do everything.
all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
All the
So
things.
it very much matters. I've been praying for my daughter-in-law since y'all were born. I don't know who they are yet.
And I appreciate that, because
Maybe we know them. What if we know?
What if we know them?
What if I already know your wife? Like you're already friends with her, and we just don't know that it's her.
That'd be kind of cool, low key. We could look
would be
back on
cool.
this and be like,
We talked about her.
wait, we talked about her, but we didn't know it was you.
We didn't know it was you. That's kind of like his cousin is named
Oh, yeah.
Alina Franklin now, and she married Keziah Franklin. So Alina Pitts married Keziah Franklin. I have a picture, I think, 2 days after Keziah was born, holding her.
That's so,
And of
that's
course,
so
I
funny.
have pictures with your,
Yeah.
Alina, my niece,
Yeah.
from the first day.
You probably got pictures of them together somewhere too when they were 2
Oh
years
yeah,
old.
I do. At little birthday parties, second
Yeah.
birthday party, third birthday party.
1000%.
Our families were kind of in the mix together,
Mm-hmm.
church life and all that together, and now they're married. And
crazy.
Alina's mother, Winter, who was my best
go
friend,
visit Alina.
she passed away. She went to heaven. What'd I say?
I said I need to visit Alina. That's just what I
Oh
said.
yeah,
But
Alina.
we're gonna make that happen. I'm
sweet
gonna go this year.
But Winter's not here anymore, and I've thought a million times how happy and blessed Winter would be to know that she knew Alina's husband
Yeah. Wow.
before she went to heven. She knew Keziah.
Wow.
How thrilling that the Lord
Yeah.
lined that up.
Just so. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna go a little bit off topic, but kind of on the same topic. But
We're
yeah, that's
kinda off
incredible.
topic
We are a little
already, so
off
go
topic
ahead.
already.
Yeah.
Who cares? So like, I've been thinking and talking a lot with my friends recently about like God's sovereignty and how everything aligns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool because it's like some stuff that you would never know just seems like it works out so perfectly that you think it's a coincidence, but really it's not a coincidence, and God lines it up so perfectly in the way you see it, but also from the other person's perspective and from the other person's perspective. And this is so crazy that he's so sovereign that he works every single person's life exactly how he orchestrates it in the exact timing. Like, isn't that just so crazy? Like, I've been talking to my friends about that recently.
Crazy.
Like,
and it makes you want to worship God more.
I mean,
and to trust him more fully.
my
like,
gosh.
thank you, God, that you're thinking about dots that are connecting, that I didn't even put that dot anywhere near that dot. Like, I had no idea.
I didn't even know that dot needed, I didn't even know there was a dot over there.
Correct.
Like, I had no idea.
Can I give you an example?
Yes, you can.
20 years old, like I said before, saying I will not act.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, there are 3 brothers who are basically my same age that live in Albany, Georgia, that are out in their backyard using cams, video cams, there's no iPhones, and making little backyard movies. They want to be filmmakers, and then they start making films. Here's the Lord. This dot over here, do not know them. This dot over here, boop, 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 boop. And then the Lord gives them this story about an African-American prayer warrior named Miss Clara, and she needs a younger woman to teach how to pray in a movie called War Room.
Yeah. Like.
And then all of a sudden you see this. And then once you meet these people and meet this project and meet this assignment, and you start backtracking and you realize 20 years ago, the Lord was doing something over here and doing something over here, the likes of which neither one of us knew. And then he let our paths cross. They never thought in a million years they'd be writing some story about Black families. I never thought in a million years I would ever be in a movie. I'm not an actress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the Lord goes, you know what? You need this person. You need this person. Let's do ministry like this.
Yeah.
And the Lord connects dots that you couldn't have even.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have manipulated it.
No.
If you tried, you would have run yourself ragged trying to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Rather than just resting, doing the next thing God has put on your plate to do, and then trusting, like you said, the sovereignty of God.
I mean, in trusting in the sovereignty of God unlocks a whole different freedom.
Come on, sir.
That you wouldn't be able to have when you're trying to orchestrate it. Because now you're trying to take the place of God in your life. And you can't do what God does because you ain't God.
I don't want to live like that.
I don't want to live like that.
The
I mean, that sounds terrible.
The exhaustion.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. It's no way to live. We have to trust God.
And but I will say this. It's hard to now counteract between when to move and when to rest. That's a hard part.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, like I can just not do anything at all and just let God do God. But also there's a, there's an active, proactive step that we need to take.
That's what I was about to say.
But it's hard to know when to do that.
Well, to me, and again, I'm not an expert in it, but to me, no, I'm actually not, because that's a constant thing with all of us as human beings. We're saying, Lord, show me what you're asking me to do and what you're not asking me to do, what you're asking me to put my hands in, what you're asking me. Like we've talked a lot about parenting. That's the whole thing of parenting. Lord, tell me what you're actually asking me to do in helping this kid, and show me where you're asking me to let them go ahead and do what they're going to do. And you're going to teach them directly whatever lesson you want to teach them. But to me, resting is saying, Lord, what are you putting in front of me to do next? What is God's will looks like, what is the next thing? And doing that and trusting him for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and F. See, most of the time, the problem is we're trying to do G. We're trying to control G. We're trying to figure out G. We're trying to work on F. We're trying to get J. We're trying to make that person, make sure I is going to line up. And he's just like, I called you to A. Resting is trusting him that if I will honor you with what's next, in the literal next 24 hours, the assignment that's next, the dishes that need to be washed, the kids that need to be picked up from school, the 8 to 5 job that I'm at, that I wish that I was doing something else, but this is the 8 to 5 job I'm at right now. The speaking event, I have the book that's on my plate to write, the whatever it is. If I will honor you with that and rest and trust that this is the next step, then I can trust that all of the other steps that I might be concerned about, you'll take care of that if I'll just honor you with this.
And I was reading, I think there was Experiencing God by Henry Blackaby. He talks about...
Wait a minute, back up. Make sure everybody heard the name of that book.
Let me say it again. Experiencing God by Henry Blackaby.
It's like 25 years old, and it is masterful. You have to do it.
Incredible. And so in the beginning part of the book, he talks about whenever God commanded somebody to go and do something, usually he just said, go here. He didn't say what was going to happen there. He didn't say what he was for most of the time. Like, He didn't say how he was gonna get. Go there.
That is it.
That's it. And it's the trust part afterwards that he knows what he's doing and he's orchestrating something over there already. Mm-hmm. But you have to know to get up and go and where he's saying, and have to realize that I'm not gonna know everything that's on the other side of the go. And so that's,
and will I trust him to do it anyway? But to me, that's what rest is. Rest doesn't mean I don't go. Rest means I'm trusting you with just the going.
That's good.
And I'm not striving to figure out the repercussions or the consequences or the results.
That's good.
Of it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's to me where the striving is. The striving is I want to control the results of obedience.
Yeah. Oh, striving. I want to control the results of obedience.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
But resting doesn't mean I'm inactive. Resting just means I'm trusting you that if I do the next thing, you will take care of what comes after. That's a,
resting
and that's a hard
is
thing to do.
not doing anything. Resting is not wanting to control the results of obedience.
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever you said right there was good.
We'll just go back and listen to it.
Right. Whatever that was annoying.
This was a good conversation.
This was good.
I know. I love this conversation. I love talking to you.
This was
We
good.
need to get your brothers in here and talk to them too.
We do. We
Yeah.
really do. We need to have some more people on this podcast.
That's true.
We should just start getting guests.
Yeah, we'll offer one pieces.
Yeah,
we'll give everybody a one piece.
We're gonna have a small, medium, large, extra large one piece. Just sit
and they can choose one.
They can choose whichever one they say.
And they have to do it in a
because
onesie.
if they don't get on the onesie, they can't be on the show.
Who would be like people you would love to have sitting right here talking to them?
Oh, Miss Jackie and Mr. Preston.
Ooh,
that
so
would
if
be
we could get
incredible.
Preston Perry and Jackie Hill Perry together to talk to them. Okay,
That'd
who
be
else?
incredible. Uncle Nene, but like
Anthony and John and
Uncle
Jonathan. Yeah,
yes, that would be so fun.
That'd be a good conversation.
That would be a great conversation. We can make that happen.
Who else?
For free.
I think we should have a conversation with Steph Curry.
You got that connection?
No, I don't know Steph Curry at all, but I'm saying I think it would be a great conversation.
No, I think it'd be great.
Just about work ethic, about discipline, about family.
About like navigating faith in the secular environment he's in. That'd be incredible.
And faith and fame.
Yeah,
like
faith and
just
fame.
the weightiness of all of that attention on you. I saw a video of him recently. I think he was in Asia, somewhere in Asia. His car, the car he was in, it was blacked out, but people knew he was in that car. And it was pressed like a celeb, like a super celebrity. I mean, the car couldn't even get through these thousands of people pressed down on him, and then trying to get him out of the car to get him into the hotel. I guess they were over there to play. It was a madhouse. And I thought, how do you even function in that? And then how do you keep a sense of humility? He seems like such a humble guy, kind, sensitive to others, mindful about his wife and children, and about that business. He's not trying to do all the things. He's playing ball.
He's playing ball. Yeah.
How do you keep centered like that and focused on what you're doing? Okay, so Steph Curry would be a good conversation. Who else?
I mean,
we might as well just put it out there.
Right,
like all of the people we love, like LeCrae, E.T., Myron Golden.
Right. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I know Eric Mason.
Oh, yeah.
Have Eric Mason on.
Pastor Philip Anthony.
Philip Anthony.
I mean, what a man. We're gonna have an episode about modern day
prophets.
Church. Prophets and church and Christianity and the direction it's going. We're gonna talk about that soon.
You know, and you have this grandfather that would be.
I mean, how do we even? I don't even know how we missed that.
How did we miss that?
Yeah,
like Tony Evans would be pretty cool to sit down and talk to.
Yeah, we're gonna make that happen.
There's so many people that I can think of. Just
it's all right. It's all right.
A great conversation
In due time.
Yeah, until then, I'll talk to you. I'm very content with.
Oh no, this was great.
Yeah,
I'm having a great time. Can't complain.
Full-fledged.
Full-fledged, everybody.
Thank y'all for being here.
We're having these full-fledged conversations. You see what I did there? No, you saw what I did there. All right, and the homie podcast is over.
We out.